Audio Jungle.
Welcome back. This is BWP series. We're still focused on health. This is a health month, and we're still here with Dr.Addo. Today we're going to explore alcoholism, and the effect on our health. Now, welcome.
Thank you, Papa.
Dr. Addo, it's especially for young gentlemen and even some of the older guys. It usually starts as a school gathering thing, a party thing, sort of like peer pressure.
Mm-hmm.
People get into alcoholism, want to have a beer or two with the boys, wine, enjoy a little bit, and then you have all this controversy about wine is good for the body, a little alcohol is good for the body produces alcohol.
Exactly.
What is the effect on the body? Is alcohol good or straight out bad? How do you moderate? How do you manage? How do you ensure it doesn't become detrimental to your health?
That's a very good discussion point. So alcohol in itself is not bad. I'm sure people will make arguments in the Bible and Jesus saying water
into wine
and you drink but don't get drunk and all those stuff. So alcohol in itself is not bad. The body actually produces alcohol. It's a quantity that is produced internally in the body every day.
Okay.
And now most of the food we eat also gives us some quantity of alcohol.
Okay.
So if you go and eat 2 balls of kinky, definitely you're going to get a lot of alcohol from it.
Okay.
Because it's going to ferment and all that.
Okay.
So there's a lot of alcohol in the food. We eat a lot of starchy foods. It's all alcohol.
Okay.
So now here's the interesting thing. There's a limit of alcohol that you need in your system.
Okay.
For a man, it's between 3 to 4 units of alcohol a day.
Interesting.
And for a woman, it's between 2 to 3 units of alcohol. Now, a unit of alcohol is equivalent to taking, let's say, you take a beer bottle, the small beer bottle. You take about, let's say, 1.5 to 2 bottles of the small one. That's about a unit of alcohol.
Okay.
So if you need about 2 to 3 units of alcohol in a day, and you take about 2 bottles of the big bottle of beer, or about 2 of them, then you have given you all the alcohol you need for the day. So now,
isn't that excess on what the body is already producing?
I wouldn't say it's yes. That's also a good point. So the argument is that because the body is already producing, and most of the food we are eating also give us alcohol. It means if you don't drink any alcohol at all, you're fine.
You're fine.
You understand? Alcohol, if you don't drink, it won't kill you. You understand? But if you drink in excess, then that's where the challenge is coming. Now we have different units of alcohol.
Okay.
I'm sure a typical beer will have a 5% volume, weight per volume, and then wine may have about 10% weight for volume of alcohol.
Okay.
Whiskey, you are looking at about nothing less than 20 to 40%.
Okay.
Because you have the vodkas, which are extremely high,
Okay.
40, some 45%, and the local brewed repetitions, which are extremely
Talking close to 100%.
Exactly. I'm sure you've gone to the hospital. You've seen how they rub your skin with the alcohol.
Yes.
That's the rubbed alcohol, ethanol.
Yes.
So if you imagine people drinking alcohol, look at the effect of this thing on your skin, how you are drinking this thing into your body.
Exactly.
You see what they are. So the higher the percentage, the stronger the effect. So if you say 2 to 3 units or 3 to 4 units, if you drink a glass of wine, you have probably consumed all the units you need, because the quantity or the volume of alcohol is quite high compared to drinking a beer, which is less alcoholic. So maybe 2 bottles of small beer may be equivalent to just a glass of wine.
Okay.
So if you take your glass of wine, you have consumed all the units of alcohol. If you go and eat 3 to 4 balls of kinky, again you probably might have consumed all the alcohol that you need for the day, and you don't need to drink any extra alcohol.
Okay. Especially those guys who like fermented kinky.
Exactly, So you have to watch out so that you are not abusing and overindulging and all those stuff, because then it becomes detrimental to your health in one way or the other. So it's extremely important. Now let's talk about the health effects of alcohol.
Okay.
Alcohol, the first effect or manifest that we see is about physically. I mean, you group into the medical, the psychosocial effects, that they have. So medically, the first effect that you see on anybody who drinks is about the physical posture of the person. You see that. You see an alcoholic, you see the features. He has a drooling face and the sunken eyes, and then the person have red lips and all those things. So it takes a toll physically on you, and then you deteriorate physically if you abuse it. The challenge with alcohol is that you may think you have it tamed, but it may end up taming you. So don't believe that you got it under control, and you may end up rather controlling. Second is on the liver, which is a big point. There's a disease that we call alcoholic liver disease. It's a big problem that we see in the hospitals in Ghana. Alcohol damages the liver if you abuse it, because the liver detoxifies the alcohol. Whatever you drink, you have to break it down. So if you abuse it, it means you are giving the liver so much work to do. Eventually, it gets damaged. And the liver too is an organ that, you have 2 kidneys, but you have only 1 liver. So if you destroy it, it's difficult to replace it. It doesn't matter whichever money you have, it's difficult to replace the liver, or you may not even be able to. So alcohol really destroys the liver. Next is the kidneys. It also has an effect on the kidneys. If you abuse it as well, it can lead to a lot of disease of the kidney. And of course, hypertension, high blood pressure is not directly associated, but the more you drink, the more you can have these effects. Alcohol have always been associated with not, say cause cancers per se. From what we call observational studies, it has come out that people who drink more alcohol compared to people who drink less have more risk of certain cancers in the body compared to people who drink less. So alcohol can be a bad master. Neurologically, in the brain as well, it causes a lot of brain damage, a lot of dementia, and you can see all the effects. People who drink alcohol have memory loss. They are physically incoherent, isn't it? You lose your status in society. So let's come to the social effects of alcohol. A lot of broken homes. But I don't know the statistics, but I pretty believe it's quite high. A lot of people who drink have problems at home. They have broken homes, broken marriages. They beat their wives. Maybe wives also beat their husbands. Sometimes I always think it's the other way around. But alcohol, for women it's even worse. For childbirth as well. I even forgot to talk about it. It have effects on the fetus. Maybe they can affect the health of the fetus. You have low birth weight, a lot of birth defects, and a lot of birth problems. It's all because of women who drink during birth. So socially, it's bad. You lose your place in society, and it gets you stressed out. So it's like a chicken and the egg. Sometimes you don't know which came first. Is this stress that causes people to drink, or alcohol causes people to get stressed? Or whatever it is, they have a synergistic effects on each other, and then it's generally bad. The more you drink, the more stress you have, the less active you are at work, so it affects your performance. Driving is also a big issue. I'm sure you know the statistics about so many years. If you do the breath alcohol test, any alcohol level is about 0.08% concentration of alcohol, about 0.08% means that your motor function is impaired, so you cannot be able to concentrate and drive, and then you can have a lot of accidents. If you look at the statistics from the National Road Safety Bureau and the police, a lot of accidents are caused by alcohol. People who drink, drivers who drink always have a lot of accidents. So alcohol can be good, for occasion, for pleasure, but it can be extremely bad. And in fact, it's extremely bad. Factories are burned because people are drunk. Oil rigs are banned because people are drunk. So now even a lot of companies have a zero tolerance on alcohol. They actually do random spot checks on their staff, because alcohol can be extremely bad. It can have a lot of bad effects on the system. Sure.
I've heard of situations where people have been drinking so much that now even when they drink water, it starts to have the same effect as alcohol. Is this something you've come across?
I know people talk about it, but I think it's probably a myth. The problem is that it's about tolerance. When they talk about, there's a level of alcohol that you can tolerate. The more you drink, there are what we call memory centers in your brains. The more you drink, the more your threshold increases. So you keep drinking, your threshold keeps increasing, and with time, it's like a learned effect. And once it becomes imprint, then you drink a lot, and then it's like you cannot go without drinking. So it can be very addictive. And then when the addictive effect takes place, that's why people, have the urge to drink alcohol instead of drinking water, and then they are damaging their liver and their kidney because they are so much dehydrated as well.
Talking about the urge to drink alcohol instead of water, is there a point where you've gotten into it so much that if you stop, you would get withdrawal symptoms?
Exactly. It's also extremely important. Alcoholics get a lot of withdrawal symptoms, and it can even call what we call alcoholic encephalopathy, which is a brain damage or something. So typically what we do is that we try to set them on a program. Alcohol is a challenge, just like people who smoke and all that stuff. You have to go for rehabilitation. And typically in Ghana we don't have these centers, but the clinical psychologists do them. So they taper them off in a way that sometimes the abrupt stop principle may not work for a lot of people. So you have to taper them off through a program that gradually they get to a stop. But you need to see a clinical psychologist, a psychiatrist, or general doctors who are experienced in dealing with these things. And then gradually people are able to wean off the alcohol before these withdrawal symptoms come. Sure.
So if you, let's say you go for a party, you figure you have too much alcohol in your system and you don't want it to start becoming an effect, or you've gotten into a culture where you realize you're drinking too much, does it help to start drinking a lot of water, or how do you counteract? What's the best way?
I think that's a good point. I think people go to parties and then because of peer pressure and binge drinking, people are drinking or overindulge and it becomes a problem. So typically what you do is to try to relax or go with somebody who you trust can keep you in a check. Because once you start drinking and the effects of the alcohol take over, it's difficult to control it. It has to take some time before it wears off. Alcohol is absorbed very fast, that's why you get intoxicated. So drinking water may help, but once it gets to the brain, there's nothing water can do. You are intoxicated, so you have to probably lie down for some time. The key is not to drive or do any activity. Just get people to restrain you to lie down until the effects wear off. Once you are intoxicated, water cannot do much. So the key is you're going to a party, you go with people that you trust and can get your behavior under check.
It's interesting you said about lie down, because what I've recognized with a lot of real life practical experiences is when you're dancing, for example, at a party, when you're active and when you're eating, it doesn't, you don't get intoxicated as quickly. Probably when you stop and you sit down for a moment, then it sort of just shows up.
Exactly.
What's really going on in the body at that point?
As you're drinking, you are gay, you are lively, you are active, and also it's like at that time probably the intoxication effects have not really sunk in. So as you keep drinking, you get to a level where the tolerance of the brain is reached. The threshold is reached, and then that's where you start having that real effect. Sometimes that's a bad thing about alcohol, because it gives you, sometimes you think, you keep talking to yourself, you keep over talking and all that, you think, I've got it under control. But by the time you realize, if somebody doesn't tell you the next day what happened to you, you probably may not find out, because you are gone off and you don't even know what you're about. So it's the moment you get to a party and you start talking so much and excessively, you need to know that you are getting there, so you have to slow down. I think that's a warning sign. You have to get down. Sure.
Well, thank you for this, and we've heard of folks drink, but drink in moderation. Stay empowered.